So you're thinking about relocating to the Chattanooga area, and you're wondering, Chris, since you relocated in 2016, are there things that you regret about your move? Well, there really are some things that I would have done differently, and in this video, I'm going to go through some of that and talk about how things could have gone if they went in a different direction. And stay tuned at the end because I'm going to talk a little bit about what really made it worth it for me and why I think that it should be in consideration for you too. Let's get on into it. Relocating is one of life's big decisions. It's nerve-wracking, and sometimes it comes with some big surprises. So today, I thought that I would dive into my own regrets about moving to Chattanooga from the coast of Maine and what I would do differently, and any advice for anybody thinking about making this beautiful area their home. Now, usually I'm the one with the rose-colored glasses on, so it's not really an easy thing for me to talk about anything negative. So are you ready to hear from a fellow relocator? All right, here's the thing, is it's not all bad. Chattanooga has been one of the best choices that I've ever made. But let's talk about the lessons that I've learned along the way so that you don't have to make the same mistakes. And as we go, I'd love to hear from you. So share your thoughts, questions, comments, or even your own moving experiences right in the comments below. Now, first, let's talk about neighborhoods. When I moved down to Chattanooga from Maine, I picked an apartment that was just close to work. Practical, right? That's what I thought. Except for that the company went bankrupt shortly thereafter, leaving me in a neighborhood that I hadn't really researched. Lesson learned. When choosing where to live, think beyond your immediate needs. That was something so unexpected, so out of left field, and is absolutely something for you to consider when you're making your move. Ask yourself, is this a neighborhood that's close to things that matter to me, like schools, grocery stores, hiking trails? And what's the commute like? Not just to work, but to your favorite activities. For me, I wish that I had explored areas like East Ridge and North Shore, even north of Chattanooga up into Cleveland. I wish I'd done that earlier because they really have such unique vibes all to their own. And don't forget the practical stuff, like how's the cell service? Is there reliable trash or recycling pickup? And how far away are urgent care clinics and hospitals that you might need to be close to? Now, these aren't glamorous questions at all, but trust me, you'll thank yourself later. Now, how about the traffic? This is not Atlanta, but we're not immune to some of the traffic that can be slow as molasses. Chattanooga sits in the heart of what's known as Freight Alley. It's a major hub for the nation's freight traffic. In fact, about 80% of the country's freight passes right through here on I-75 and I-24. I came from a small town in Maine with quiet roads and 2-lane highways for hundreds of miles, so adjusting to highways that are full of 18-wheelers was definitely a big experience. On top of that, there's the construction. The I-75 I-24 split is a never-ending project. It feels like it's been under construction since the day that I arrived, and that area is still going to be under construction for a few more years. My pro tip is to always check your GPS ahead of time, even if you think that you know the route. I do it each and every time. Now, what's the traffic like where you live? Is it always smooth sailing, or do you have your kind of freight alley traffic to deal with? Let me know in the comments below. Hey, I'm Chris Roberts, and if you're thinking about making the move to southeastern Tennessee in the greater Chattanooga area, go ahead and subscribe below so that you can be the first to learn about the current market right here in Chattanooga. I absolutely love helping people just like you make their move here, so whether it's a few days or a few months, feel free to reach out. All of my contact info is right below, and I would be happy to help you make the move to the area as smooth and stress-free as possible. Now, one of the best surprises about the Chattanooga area is the culture. I didn't realize how much variety there would be so close to here. Now, just a couple of hours away are cities like Atlanta and Knoxville, Nashville, Birmingham, Huntsville. It just means that you are never gonna be far from world-class art, music, and food. And now, speaking of food, Chattanooga has some really incredible spots like Bluegrass Grill and Kenny's Sandwiches on the south side. They are perfect for hearty breakfasts. And the Grayflower Deli in Appleton is an absolutely adorable spot that is famous for its pizza on Friday nights. And for coffee, Mad Priest Coffee Roasters is a local gem. And in fact, they are growing. They've got a little 400 square foot spot that they are about to expand out of and get into a much larger area to serve some amazing drinks. And in Cleveland, you got First Bloom Coffee and Bakery, which is so much fun. Plus, you get to walk around Grit and Grace afterwards. But here's a little twist. I was a little underwhelmed by the local agriculture scene. Coming from Maine, where we had tons of food co-ops and natural food stores and community-supported agriculture programs, I really expected a little bit more on the natural food side of things here. With Eastern Tennessee's longer growing season, I thought there'd be an endless supply of options for farm fresh produce, but it is a little bit harder to find here. So if you know of great farms and CSAs, let me know in the comments below, because I'd really love to hear about it. And you can check out this video that I did right up here about some of my local agricultural findings in the area, because there are some really cool things. I just thought that there was going to be a little bit more. And hopefully it's only a matter of time until there's a lot more, especially here in the Cleveland area. Talking with people at places like a farmer's market is really great for making friends when you're new to the area too, because let's face it, making friends as an adult, it's not easy, no matter where you live. At first, I connected with coworkers, but outside of work, I really struggled to find my community. Admittedly, I am not an extraordinarily social person, so I don't go to bars or anything like that where I could meet people. Eventually, I got involved in a haunted house called Dread Hollow, and that opened the door to an amazing group of really creative and supportive people that have become super great friends, and I've even been fortunate enough to help some of them buy and sell some homes. And I've even been able to hang out with some super fun local celebrities like Sierra Wagner, Josh Robinson, and Diamond Williams from the Daily Refresh. And that's one thing that I love about Chattanooga. There's a group for everyone. Whether you're into music, theater, food, art, outdoor activities, you're gonna find your people here. It just takes a little effort to get out there and find them. And speaking of finding your people, I have to mention the most life-changing part of my move was meeting Megan, my wife. 6 months after I got here, we went out on a date downtown, and the rest is history. Relocating isn't just about finding the right house. It's about building the life that you want, and the Chattanooga area really has made that possible for me. Now, if you're thinking about moving to Chattanooga, my first tip is to work with a real estate agent who gets relocation. Virtual tours, in-depth conversations, they all can make a huge difference, especially if you can't visit in person. And one who knows a bit about food culture doesn't hurt either. Another tip, don't limit yourself to Chattanooga city limits. Places like Cleveland and Georgetown, Ottawa, Appleton, they all have really beautiful homes. A lot of the times they're gonna have larger lots and quiet neighborhoods, and if you find yourself outside of the city limits, you may even get to enjoy some lower property taxes too. And if you're open to Georgia, Catoosa County has some fantastic options as well. Now, what's more important to you, being close to the action or having some space and privacy? Let me know below. So despite the challenges, moving to Chattanooga has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. The natural beauty here is absolutely breathtaking, and the amount of history between the Civil War and indigenous people who inhabited this land, there is just so much to take in. So whether I'm hiking or out on the water or just taking in the views, it really never gets old. And I've also had the chance to see live music shows that I never would have experienced in Maine, And the sense of community here, whether it is through real estate, the food industry, animal rescue community, or the arts, has been incredible. Now, speaking of supporting animals, be sure to check out my video here about my initiative, Mission 42. For every closing, I donate 10% of my compensation to an animal-focused nonprofit of your choice. It's an extraordinary way to give back to our furry friends. Now, the burning question in your mind from earlier in this video, it must be, what made this relocation worth it to you? Well, it's been the people that I've met, the community I've been able to get involved with. A really cool thing about having so many people moving in is that we get to blend cultures, ideals, and learn from each other about different ways of living. I really try to live my life in a constant state of wonder, always being curious, and never letting my way of thinking stagnate. The Chattanooga area is becoming a true melting pot of cultures, and you're not just going to find a home, but you are going to find a community here. So yeah, I'm happy with where I am, and I would do it all over again. Are there things that I wish I would have done differently? Absolutely, without a doubt. So learn from me and let me help be a guide through your relocation to the area. I've been there, done that, and yes, I would do it again. Chattanooga has been an adventure full of lessons, surprises, and countless rewarding moments, and I am really excited to see what's in store. So if you're thinking about relocating just like I did, let's connect. I'd love to help you find a place in this amazing area, so get in touch with me in the link below or the phone number that you see right here on your screen in front of you. And don't forget to like this video and share it around too, and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out the playlist below for some more insights into life in Chattanooga. Your next move could lead to your best chapter, so let's make it happen.